Welcome back to On Location in Vernon. I'm here today at the Forever Home Sanctuary with my very special guest,
Angie.
And nice to meet you, Angie. Do you want to give our names to our very special guests here?
We have. This is William, and then that's Yoda. And Yoda was born here with his sister Aubrey. Their mom Jaja is somewhere around. And I don't think they'll leave us alone. They'll just hang out with us.
Do you want to just give me a breakdown of what Forever Home Sanctuary is?
Yeah, you bet. So Forever Home Sanctuary is a registered Canadian charity. It's a home to abused, neglected, and senior farm animals that need a space to live and a healing space for humans. So we take in horses, goats, sheep that have either had a rough go in life or they're seniors and their owners can't care for them anymore. And then we go through a rehabilitation process with them. And once they are good and healthy, we also provide healing tours and visits for people.
Oh, wow. Okay. And what a healing tour for people look like here?
Yeah, so just coming out in nature, we call this a magical place, and you can really and truly feel it when you come in. Just coming out in nature, spending time with them, brushing them. The horses have the ability to feel the human's heartbeat from 100 feet away, and they can regulate their heartbeat to ours, so they're able to ground us. So just coming out, spending time with them, we go for walks, we're out in nature. And that's what kind of the visits and tours look like.
Oh, wow. A horse can feel a heartbeat?
They can feel your heartbeat. Even now, you're probably super calm, even though there's a craziness going on around us. The horses can feel your heartbeat and they can regulate theirs to yours. The other super cool thing with them is that they live in the moment. They don't know what tomorrow is going to bring or what happened yesterday. So they embrace life and they show that to people too. They teach us how to live in the moment.
Totally. That's very poetic. I did not know that.
Once you fall in love with them, you're done for life. Nothing else matters. This is Apollo, and Apollo came to us when he was 3 weeks old. He's almost a year, and he's here with his mom. We kind of saw him grow throughout his life and become this beautiful horse that he is today.
That's special, though.
Yeah.
How did this begin? How did you start this?
Yeah, many people ask us, do you have a background in farming and all that? And we actually don't. Both my husband and I have been in retail and management and leadership all of our lives. We don't have any previous experience. We volunteered for the Turtle Valley Donkey Sanctuary, which is a sanctuary out in Chase, and they rescue donkeys only, and they have about 120 of them. So we found it very healing in whatever we were going through in our lives at that time, to just be out there brushing the donkeys and spending time with them. And we would literally go every weekend. And then one day we were coming home and we just looked at each other and we're like, we need to bring this to Vernon because it is so beautiful and healing, not just for the animals, but for the people as well. So that's how we kind of started. And after we decided, the hard work kind of began. Researching, volunteering for other sanctuaries and charities to kind of see how to run things.
Oh, hi. I wanted to know your thoughts on that, to what extent animals can kind of tap into our emotions.
It's phenomenal. The communication that can happen with all sentient beings is something that's just coming to light and has been coming to light in the last 5 years. We have about 15 acres and they're free to go anywhere. Sometimes the goats will take off in the forest. If the horses sense danger, they literally go down and start yelling at everybody and gathering them all up together at the front of the barn.
Oh, wow.
It's phenomenal. And that's because they have the ability to communicate with each other in such a way that we're still doing so much research and trying to understand, but also to communicate with us. As soon as we hear a horse neigh a different way, we know there's something going on. So,
oh, really?
Yeah. All you have to do is just sit still and listen, and then you can hear all they have to tell you and all the love they have to show you. They have a lot of love to show people. And they teach us every day a different lesson. They teach us resilience. They teach us how they can come back from neglect, abuse. We go through a very special rehabilitation process where it's not just seeing a vet. We have a phenomenal vet, and she does wonders and helps us in really difficult situations. But we also do sound healing for them, massage therapy, chiropractors, anything a human would need to heal from trauma or anything they were dealing with. We do the exact same thing for them. So it's not, we heal their heart and their soul, not just, their physicality.
Did you ever have one moment that sticks out in your brain where you had the realization that this is what you were meant to do?
I surrendered to the universe because I knew I was meant to do something different. You have that feeling in you. And I searched and searched and searched, and I wasn't sure what was calling to me. And then I just suddenly surrendered. And it was that time in the car, returning back from the sanctuary out in Chase, that we both my husband and I realized we're like, okay, now we know what we have been preparing for all of our lives.
Well, that's incredible. And why Vernon then?
We lived in Vernon, and there was nothing else like it close to Vernon.
Yeah.
What we do here, allowing everybody to live together, not be in pens, and when visitors come, they're in the same space with them. You don't find too many sanctuaries doing that. Usually when you visit places, they're either in pens or, separated, horses with horses and goats with goats. So we lived in Vernon, and we wanted Vernon to experience the magic that we felt and the healing that we felt.
Yeah, and you mentioned earlier you school class come out here and how special that is to them.
Oh,
And I just want to know when did you start these kind of practices?
We started a couple of years ago. A school did reach out to us because they did a fundraiser, and then I said, it would be amazing to open up this space to other organizations and to our local school district. So we do work with many local organizations. We work with our school district, alternative programs, Take a Hike, and we do invite people to come out here, not just to necessarily volunteer, but to even spend time with them.
Yeah.
Team that came earlier from our school district was here to just brush horses and goats, and that is so important to the goats because they're still going through their healing journey. Yeah, it's very beneficial. Just being out in nature alone is beneficial.
What was the first animal you brought in?
The first ones were 3 goats. So Jaja, their mom, and Guinness and Ruby were the first ones that came. And then we had Bruschetta, who's our sheep, and he was found abandoned with his best friend Feta, who has now passed away. So we started with those 5 at the beginning. And then Darling, who's 38 this year, was our first horse.
When did you start? What was the first year that this opened?
So we became a nonprofit society in November of 2021. We bought the property here in May of 2021, and we wanted it to be perfect before we started the sanctuary. But we had a local group called Horsey Ladies reach out to us, and they said, we would like to do a fundraiser for you. And we usually fundraise around $5,000. And I was like, we're not ready. And they're like, well, you need to get ready because we really want to do this fundraiser for you. So I said to my husband, at the end of the day, even what we have to give them right now, which is not perfect because we didn't have a barn, it's probably better than what they have in their life right now. So we started in November of 2021, and then we became a charity last July. So that was in 2024. It took us about 9 months and a lot of work and a lot of learning, which I appreciate so much for going through the process. It was probably one of the biggest milestones here at the sanctuary.
Yeah, it's incredible. What does a typical day look like for you on this farm?
Yes. Both my husband and I work full-time jobs. We get up early in the morning before we have to go to work, and then we do chores, we feed them, we change their waters, we make sure their bedding and their barn and everything is clean, and then we go to work, and then we come back and we repeat all that. We do medications for whomever needs medications, hooves, and all that stuff.
How have these animals helped yourself?
Just being out here with them, first of all, it grounds me. If I'm having a bad day, a stressful day, all I really need to do is just come out and spend a few moments with them, and then I forget about everything. I cannot imagine my life without them.
Yeah. And you mentioned something about Whispers of the Herd?
Whispers of the Herd is an equine facilitated healing sessions for people. So with the support of the horses, we have a separated area, and then we do healing sessions for people, whether it's hypnotherapy or just meditating with them, being in their moment, energy work. So I do all that they're the facilitators. I'm just there to create the space for the people. If people have anything to release, because the horses never hold anything in, they also release, then they are a safe container for people to be able to do that. So if you're going through a stressful day or a stressful time in your life, and you just sit in silence in the same moment with the horses, and you just release all that and let them absorb it and support you, then you leave here and you feel like a different human.
I can't get over that. I had no idea horses were that spiritual.
Yeah, many people did not know that about horses, and it's just coming out to fruition. A healing session with horses can be equivalent to 4 or 5 healing sessions in an office with a counselor, only because they have that ability to help you in that process a little bit faster and speed things up into your healing journey.
Yeah. And have you seen anything during these healing process that just completely surprised you, either from the horse or the
It's
person?
phenomenal. Oh, yeah, I have. I see the connection. So sometimes, because people are laying on a massage table and we're doing all that work.
Yeah.
And sometimes both horses go on top of the person on different areas of their body because they're actually doing the work. And I just step back and let them do their thing because it's just so magical. I have witnessed a lot of miracles, people being in pain, people wanting to connect with a loved one that had passed and is no longer on earth. And the horses have that ability to connect you to all that.
I know we touched on it a little bit before, but how has the Vernon community responded to the sanctuary?
Oh my gosh, we wouldn't be able to do what we do without them and their support. We are 100% volunteer run, and 100% of any fundraising or donations goes directly into the care of the animals and the land, the sanctuary, if they need shelters and stuff. Anytime we need help and support and we reach out to our community, they're always there for us. You know, our city of Vernon, all the way to businesses and just individuals, we've been so supported, and they're like our best cheerleaders. They'll talk about us, they'll, refer us. It's the support that we have is phenomenal.
And how many volunteers do you have?
Around 10. We have a regular crew that comes out, whether it's icy, cold, or snowy, or raining. They always come out. Many of our board members are also volunteers or started as volunteers. We don't have a very, very big team, but because my husband and I live on premises and we're the primary caretakers, it's nice to have them to just come out and spend time with them, or, when we need to do big projects, to support us with all that. We have a very dedicated team that comes out every Sunday, no matter what's happening in the world. And anytime we need them, we know we can always depend on them.
What does a future here look like?
We have had many, many requests for people to be able and not just do the healing for like a couple of hours or one day, to be able and stay on the land.
Okay.
So what our future growth looks like is being able to build some cabins so we can have people stay on the land. There's also a lot of international volunteer programs where people will travel from all over the world to volunteer for you if there's a space for them to stay.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what we are working towards and organizing and trying to figure out how to tackle. It's a big project because we have 28 acres, but not not all of the property has electricity or water. It would be quite costly, but we would love to be able to do that, have kids camps. Because one of the main things that we do teach here is kindness. And when you the more people you teach it to, you create that beautiful ripple effect, and then you're hoping to create a better world going forward. So it would be amazing to have kids camps and have a few days where kids can come out and learn how to care for them, how to clean, how to take care of the land.
Yeah, totally.
Kindness and compassion and all those beautiful things. So that's kind of our very wild and big dream. We're taking it slow and, you know, we go with the flow, but that's kind of our strategic plan, is to be able to provide that for our community.
That sounds wonderful. You've made a bond with these animals.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And you've literally taken care of them, and you've seen how they can take care of you in return.
Mm-hmm. Humans were never really meant to be in cement buildings and artificial light. So being out in nature means so much, even more than what people think. And nowadays, I mean, my kids as well, kids are so into electronics and devices and all that stuff that it's so important to be able to bring them out and do all these beautiful things and absorb the beautiful things that nature and the world has to give you.
Absolutely. If you could leave people with one simple truth about healing, what would it be?
Healing doesn't happen overnight. You have to be patient. You have to find what works for you. We're all different, and what works for somebody else doesn't mean that it's going to work for you. And you need it, whether you had a really good childhood growing up and a really good life, there is something in your heart that needs that love and support and the healing aspects of our everyday life.
That's a great answer.
Yeah.
That's a great answer. And if someone wanted to get involved to support what you're doing, where would you suggest they start?
Oh, yeah. So to reach out to us, we are active on social media, Instagram and Facebook. We do have a website, Forever Home Sanctuary. They can just send us an email and then we'll take it from there. We are very responsive, but keep in mind that sometimes when it's our busy time, because it is me and my husband that reply to emails and do all the organization of volunteers and tours, it might take a day or two to get back to you.
We'll put those in the video and you can go to them.
Yes.
If your younger self could see you now, what do you think they would say to you?
Everything we do, Riley, we do so our younger self can be so proud of us. I was we had a rough childhood with my brother and my sister. So I think my younger self would be so proud of me. And by doing this, because when we heal and when we do all these beautiful healing journeys, we don't just heal ourselves, we heal 7 generations before us and 7 ahead of us. My younger self would just find comfort in knowing that the world will be a better place because of everything that we're doing to help it.
A question that you have never been asked, either about animals, this place, what you do, that you wish you were asked?
Not a lot of people know about the healing aspect, so that's what we want to emphasize, that, you know, there is way more to the sanctuary than just rescuing and healing animals. It's being able to connect humans to this beautiful journey as well. When we bought the property, we had so much grass. I said to my husband, I think we need like a ride-on lawnmower, because how the heck are we going to do the grass here? And look at it now.
Yeah, goats.
They do, yeah. And this part, because we just opened this part, we still haven't gone in to collect, you know, everything that they've taken apart. So that's going to be a next year's job, is to go in and clear the property. But yeah, they do a phenomenal job at keeping. That's why so many people hire goats for fire smart, right?
What's it called? Brush clearing?
Brush clearing, yeah. They go in the forest and they do all that.
You said you had, how many acres do you have here?
28.
20, and how many is available to them?
15.
15, and are you ever going to expand out, or is this stuff to take care of right now?
Yes, so for right now it is, and because the rest of the property is downhill, and then there's like another flat area. We have saved a space for cabins and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, for them, I think 15 acres is plenty.
Yeah. That was a look. Oh my
Hi,
God.
Gimli. This is Gimli. He's the sweetest guy. Gimli's senior, so he's much older, and he has a friend
Named Poppy.
Donkey's mate for life, whether it's with a friend or a partner.
The blue marks here.
So the blue marks is because we had their hooves done and we needed to keep track of who. Yes.
Who needs them and who has them?
It was supposed to come off within because it's all natural.
Yeah.
But some of them still have it. Only because the goats hate the rain and water. They don't like to be wet. So
Really? Okay.
when it's raining, they go in the barn so they don't get to be washed.
Thank you for watching this week's episode of On Location in Vernon. It's been great. I've been your host, Riley Gabori, and we have been here at the Forever Home Sanctuary.
Yes. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for watching On Location in Vernon, presented by TELUS STORYHIVE. If you want to find out more, you can click right here. Until next time.